What is up? This is your LA in a minute, and throughout the annals of Los Angeles and California history, rarely has there been a legacy as complex as that of Tiburcio Vasquez. Considered a folk hero by some and a murdering outlaw by others, Vasquez is one of the most notable figures in this region's history. A direct descendant of the area's first European settlers, Vasquez conquered the hearts and minds of early Californians through his flamboyant risk-taking, wit, and charm. This is the legend of Tiburcio Vasquez. Let's get into it. Tiburcio Vasquez was born in either 1835 or 1837 in Monterrey in Alta California, and he was a direct descendant of one of the region's earliest Spanish settlers. His great-grandfather arrived in California as a young man with the De Anza expedition in 1776. Raised in a respected Californio family, Vasquez was educated, bilingual, and known for his intelligence and charm. Yet, the world he grew up in was changing rapidly. The American conquest of California in 1848 upended the social order, and it marginalized the Mexican Californio community and fueled resentment that would shape Vasquez's destiny. Shortly after the American conquest, Vasquez would begin his criminal career at age 17 after a deadly altercation at a local dance, or fandango. Though not directly involved in the killing of Constable William Hardmount, Vasquez fled with his cousin, Anastasio Garcia, already a known outlaw. This marked the start of his life on the run, learning the outlaw's trade in the hills and canyons of California, some of which would eventually bear his name. Over the years, Vasquez led a gang that ranged throughout California, robbing stagecoaches, rustling horses by the hundreds, and holding up entire towns. He justified his crimes as acts of resistance against discrimination and injustice faced by the Californios, claiming he was punishing the Americans for the mistreatment of his people. And by the early 1870s, Los Angeles was transforming from a dusty pueblo into a burgeoning city, its population swelling with Anglos and immigrants. For many Californios, this change brought dispossession and prejudice. Vasquez became both a symbol and a symptom of the upheaval. He was feared by authorities and Anglos, but admired, sometimes even protected by the local Californio community, who saw in him a Robin Hood-like figure, a champion of the oppressed. His exploits in and around Los Angeles were legendary. After a robbery, Vasquez and his gang would escape into the wilds of the Arroyo Seco, through Devil's Gate, and into the mountains, sometimes even robbing travelers along the way. In addition to his hideout at Vasquez Rocks, he found refuge at the home of allies, including General Andres Pico, a hero of the Mexican-American War. But as the manhunt for Vasquez intensified, newspapers fanned fears that he might attack Los Angeles itself. One state senator warned the governor that Vasquez could raise hundreds of armed men and rob the city's banks before anyone could stop him. And Vasquez himself boasted that, with enough money, he could revolutionize Southern California. Though the talk was likely exaggerated, it reflected the anxieties of a city in transition and the charisma of Vasquez as a leader. Ironically, it wasn't a robbery, but Vasquez's personal life that led to his downfall. His womanizing, particularly an affair with his niece, which resulted in a child, sparked a family feud. A relative tipped off the authorities, and in May of 1874, Los Angeles Sheriff William Rowland's posse captured Vasquez at the home of Greek George Carolombo in a land that would soon become Hollywood. Talk about a made-for-Hollywood story. The arrest was dramatic. Vasquez was wounded when he was trying to escape, and then he surrendered, declaring, "Don't shoot, I give up." His capture was a sensation. Crowds gathered at the jail. Women brought flowers. Reporters clamored for interviews. Vasquez posed for photographs, signed autographs, and even sold his own photos to pay for his defense. A local theater staged a play about his capture, borrowing his clothes and mannerisms for the lead role. And Vasquez, ever the showman, reportedly offered to play himself, but the sheriff refused. Vasquez was tried and convicted for his role in a robbery at Tres Pinos, where 3 bystanders were killed. He denied ever killing anyone, insisting that he was a man of honor fighting for his people. And on March 19th, 1875, he was hanged in San Jose. And his last word on the gallows? Pronto. But death only amplified his legend. Ballads and stories celebrated his exploits, and debates ranged. Good guy or bad guy? Was he a ruthless criminal or a Californio Robin Hood? For many Mexican Americans, he became a symbol of resistance, a real-life Zorro standing against Anglo domination. For others, he was a dangerous outlaw who got what he deserved. Today, Vasquez's legacy is carved into the landscape. Vasquez Rocks, his hideout, is a celebrated park and film location. Health centers even bear his name, and the naming of a school after him sparked a debate. Should a man hanged for murder be honored? Does he represent the spirit of social justice and the resilience of the California spirit? or was he just a criminal? So the legend of Tiburcio Vasquez lives on. His name is memorialized on some of our greatest landmarks, and as Los Angeles continues to evolve, Vasquez remains a powerful symbol of a community's fight to be seen, heard, and remembered. And he just might be California's greatest folk hero. All right, LA, it's been a minute.